Hello, Kristen Severson here from the BB&B Oboe section. I'm headed out to the driving range to socially distance. But before I do, I need to fulfill my daily quota of oboe reed making. So welcome to BB&B at home. This is my office, my studio. I happen to have an oboe reed making business. Right here is where I spend most of my time. So I thought I'd just demonstrate how an oboe reed is made. It starts with this piece of bamboo. It's actually a rhododendron from the southern Riviera region of France, which is a beautiful spot. And this gets split into 3 sections and then each section cut to a specific length. This piece is gouged out a little bit, but not enough. So it then goes through another machine, which is the oboe gouging machine. It has a blade that takes off just a finite piece of cane with each scraping, and it ends up being a lot thinner, thicker in the very middle and thinner on the sides. Very specific dimensions. We oboists are seemingly obsessed with symmetry, so we're very particular about the measurements of each piece of cane. So once it's gouged to this point, it can be folded over. So we fold it and then put it on a little piece of metal. This is called a shaper tip. And these shaper tips, I have about 15 or 20 of these. They are all different. Some are whiter at the top, some are whiter at the throat, and some whiter at the belly. And it affects the overall finished characteristics of the oboe reed, pitch and tone and various characteristics. So after that piece is put on this, it's scraped down with a razor blade on each side and comes off looking like this. So we went from this to this. And this now is ready to be tied on to what's called the staple. This is a piece of cork with some brass extending. And it's tied on at a very specific length, of course, and ends up looking like this. This is just your basic oboe reed blank. No scraping has been done yet. It's all bark and ready for lots of scraping. So we scrape, of course, symmetrically on each side, each half of each side, going from front to back, back to front, in a very symmetrical fashion. And once we get the tip thin enough, we can then cut it open. And whereas this was still a single reed, because it's one piece, now that we've cut it open, after tying it on, it's now a double reed. I don't know if you can see the opening there, and it's very oval and very symmetrical, trust me. So that is ready now for a lot more scraping to eventually turn it into an oboe reed, which sounds like this. They both sound kind of different, even though they've had the exact same amount of scraping. Every piece of cane is different, so every reed will come out differently. And we'll just demonstrate to see what they sound like on the oboe. There's one. Oh, they sound quite different. I think Conductor Lipset might approve of the first one. The second one needs a little more tweaking, so I'll get to work on that, because we really hope to be back in Faneuil Hall soon. In the meantime, I'll be scraping reeds every day. This order is ready to go to Washington State. That's taken about 2.5 weeks. So I'll be sitting here in my home office doing that. I'm one of the lucky ones. My life has not changed as drastically as some of the others. But we all miss you very much, and we hope to see your shining faces back in the hall soon. Keep in touch on our Facebook page. Take care. Bye-bye.